Yeah, so this is Monaco Moor, my home. Been here for over 30 years now. The business started, traditionally we're just a hill farm, and my mother wanted to buy my brother a bicycle for his birthday. So she literally just put a sign at the bottom of the road saying tea and scones. Got the bicycle, thought it was quite good. Quite fancied Naga. So she put a sign at the bottom of the road saying tea and scones, soup and sandwiches. And I was thinking, what am I going to do in a few years' time? What direction am I going to take the farm? And I couldn't see a market that we were really heading towards. So I thought I learned to cook. My mum was obviously cooking, and I thought, well, she can do it, so can I. And I hated it. It's really hard work. It's antisocial. You work all day. Everybody eats it. You got to make it all again the next day, and you've got to wash up. And it's bloody hard work. But then I can't stand moaners. I got given a book. I bought a book. It's just kind of gone from there. So, and I just got on with it, and I love it now. The pink houses in the area meant to be that they're Jacobite safe houses. They would have taken a stone from Calne, which is quite a red stone. They would have just mixed it all together, got this kind of pinkish hue, painted on the houses, and it meant they were Jacobite sympathisers. So it meant there's a huge amount of social history in the Glen. And it's very easy being in business here and doing food because we're surrounded by it. We've got venison, we've got grouse, we've got our own beef, we've got our own lamb, our own pork, our own fantastic gardens. We're not self-sufficient, but we're always able to just get enough at any time of year, something that comes directly from the area to put on the menu. Come on, come on. So, obviously the great thing about living here is that it's free food. So what we've got here are some fantastic chanterelles. You get in here, getting around, you get these lovely little clumps. We just cut them with a knife, so that encourages the regrowth, And for me, this is Scotland on a plate. This is really what it's all about. This is just great, and they're free. All I do is take time to go and get. So as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't get any better. And you can almost start picking mushrooms around here from almost like the second, third week in June, depending on what the springs be like. You can start picking, you go right through to the end of September. So we're very, very fortunate. And it's a smell. They just they smell of where we are. If you imagine you warm those up, a little bit of butter on a plate, you really kind of bring the kind of outside, inside into the restaurant, So cool, so we can find a few more. So it really is very spoiled. We just did it to make money because, if it was in season, it's normally cheaper. Now it's fashionable, local sourcing, all this type of stuff. And so when we write a menu, we just say pork, onion and apples because, I know where the pork comes from. I know where the onions come from, I know where the apples come from. And I think, you don't realise how lucky you are till you go somewhere else and you think, God, really? You've got to try that hard to get all those ingredients, but I've just got to pick up the phone, speak to someone I know, and they drop it off the next day. Right, so what we're going to hear is a classic example of kind of food that we have on Amore 4 here. And it's just really, really simple, just kind of using the best of kind of what Scotland's got to offer. We've got some fantastic prawns. Obviously these are live, these just come straight from Tiree this morning. We've got crabs, but these come from Mull. Lobsters, these come from Tiree as well. And the beauty of these things, they don't need much preparation. Literally just cut in half, grilled. Yeah, we just kind of want people to come in here and not even have to think about it. What am I going to have for my tea? Lobsters, scallops, prawns, crab. It's the best of what we've got to offer. And finally, people are realising that, cheap food is cheap for a reason, This is a little bit more expensive because it's a quality product. This stuff gets flown all around the world and seen as some of the best in the world. You go down to Spain, you go to a restaurant and you see grilled Scottish langoustines. They're not cheap when they get there, they're bloody expensive. I think finally we're realising now we've got all this fantastic produce on our doorstep. The great thing about Scotland, we're not held back by geographics as long as it comes from Scotland. So I can take shellfish from the west coast, north of Scotland, the east coast, and the fact is every lorry goes right past my door. So it doesn't matter really where it comes from as long as it's still Scottish. So we're very, very fortunate here, and we've got the best stuff in the world. So, we're here today at Monaco, which is, obviously very much our cornerstone of our business. We've had this one the longest, everything's nice and pretty and, it's great. But, the last 5 years we've kind of developed into other businesses. So in Calne we have another business called More Fish, which is a fish restaurant, basically a fish restaurant that sells fresh fish and does fish and chips. And then we also have More Bread in Callander, and that's our bakery. You know, we've kind of forgotten about great bread. So in Callander, you know, the bakery is really important to us. So, you know, we have more bread, more fish. And then this year we just took over new premises at the end of our glen here. You know, down there it's much more informal, it's a lot bigger. We're open all day, we have a tea room there, we do our fresh fish, we do our steaks there. And it really, you know, we've got a busy bar and anybody can come in and out all day. It's much more designed, more families, you know, but also where adults can have a drink and the kids can enjoy themselves. And I think, you know, yeah, it's really good. It's been great fun. We can have music down there. We've got a lot more space. We can kind of do all the things down there we can't do here. And, you know, so far it's worked really well. We've called it a motel. And yeah, it's good. It's working really, really well. So guys, here we are on the banks of Loch Doine, looking west. You know, this is definitely one of my favourite bits of National Park. This is where I come, bring the dogs, bring my wife, sit down, and just think how bloody lucky I am. You know, it's a beautiful spot. I've got 5 Munros. I live just up there. I'm a very spoiled individual. It's just a really magical spot. And yet it's so close, you know. I'm literally 5 minutes from the house. Yet when you're down here, you feel like you're miles away from anywhere. My wife and I will come and sit down here, bring the dogs, throw a stick in the water, and suddenly life's a lot simpler. And yeah, we're very, very lucky. So obviously we're in the National Park here, and you know, I think the park's a great thing. You know, the reality is about the park is that it's beautiful and we need to keep it that, but what makes the park so special is that it's a living, breathing national park. It's constantly changing, it's evolving, it's moving, and I think that's what makes it such an exciting place to live in and to come and see.